How do I get my horse to stop dragging me while I'm lunging him? That's a question we get asked all the time. Teaching a horse to send off and lunge is fairly easy, but what often happens is that people miss these next fundamental steps, and before you know it, the horse is dragging them all over the arena because he's insecure and he's learned how to leverage his weight instead of staying responsive to that rope. So I'm going to show you guys how to keep your horses soft and connected online so that dirt skiing does not have to be your second hobby. So the first thing I want to be able to do is to isolate and add energy towards specific parts of the horse's body. I'm going to focus on the hip here, and what I want to see is that when I bring the stick up toward that flank, I don't want the whole horse to leave. This is a very common problem people run into, is that when they lift that stick up, I see the whole horse just kind of side pass away, and often the shoulders even leading into that. So we don't want our horses to think that any and all energy means they got to get out of here. I'm going to bring the stick up here toward that flank. He's kind of stepping toward me. I'm just going to back him up a little bit. This is a pretty good little colt. There we go. Good boy. That was very nice. Do it just one more time. But you can see how he's not leaving me here. He's very comfortable with where he's at. Back up. And he's very much okay with being here with me. He knows his job. He's very confident in what I'm asking him to do, and there's no insecurity about it at all. Notice I'm not pulling his head toward me. He's got complete liberty to walk away if he wants, meaning those front feet could be moving. I'm not saying, okay, you're going to stand here and I'm going to move that hip over, okay? I'm giving him the room to move if he needs to, or if he has insecurity about it, and he's showing me that he absolutely does not. I want to be able to tap the horse here at the flank. There. Anytime I raise that stick up, the horse needs to step away. I like that he can take some pressure here. That's a really good sign. But we also want to be able to respond to it instead of just taking it. There we go. No, he's trying to block me there a little bit. Just going to stay with him. Stay with him. There. And we'll try it again. There we go. Stay with him. So you can see he does have a little bit of misunderstanding about what his job is. And I want to clear that up before we go into this next exercise. This is a really nice colt. He's honestly one of my favorites. Sometimes he just doesn't realize how big of a punch he packs. So he'll react to something and he'll be gone just like that. And there are times when he starts leaning on that rope. You cannot muscle these young horses. He's a warm blood. He's pretty big. He's got a lot of strength to him. He's in great condition. You can't muscle him into doing what you want. So it's very important that you make these things, break these exercises down to where there's very little confusion to the horse what you're asking him to do. Go ahead and ask him to move over again. There we go. Much better. One more time. All right. I like that. So the next big problem I see people run into is that their horse does not respond to the lead rope as well as they think he does. So he may say yes 80% of the time, but that other 20 when he's either too insecure or just being stiff, he's saying no. And if you don't catch that, then that can become a bigger and bigger problem over time. And then when that horse does react or kind of explode or just get to his breaking point, then he takes her off across the arena and there's nothing you can do about it. So I want to be sure that that horse knows how to say yes 100% of the time. And the way I'm going to do that is to create some draw with him. I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. So I'm going to stand here facing my horse, and what you're going to find is that often if you lift this stick here and ask that horse to step towards you, when you lift that stick, he's just going to try and get away from you. He's going to leave, just like I talked about before. We want that horse to know that all pressure does not mean leave. I'm going to say that over and over again. We want the horse to respond to specific kinds of pressure in specific ways. So if I lift my stick here and I ask that horse to kind of step toward me, see, he kind of stepped around me there. I've worked on this exercise a couple other times before, but often the natural response is to leave off that way. He'll just start trying to lunge. So I'm just going to keep gently putting a little bit of pressure on this horse and stepping around in a circle. You can see this here until I feel that horse's feet step toward me right there. That was excellent. And then I'll release. Okay. So it's probably obvious, but this exercise is not targeting the constantly on top of you in your pocket type of horses. This is for horses who are insecure and think that the further away they are from you, the less pressure can be applied, and that's where they're secure. We want to teach this horse that getting close to us is where he can be comfortable. And that's what I'm doing right now. All right, we'll go ahead and do the other side now. I'll just lift my stick up, ask the horse to draw toward me. I'm stepping away from him. Very nice. Good boy. Good boy. All right, another time I'm going to step over here just to see kind of what response we get. Add a little bit of pressure. He's stepping toward me very nicely. There you go. Back. Good boy. We'll do it one more time. See if I can get this horse channeled toward me. Very good. And then one more time from this direction, because this is the side he's a little more touchy on. Step away and see if I can get him to kind of track toward me a little bit. There it is. Good boy. So like I mentioned before, he has had a couple sessions of this because he was one that kind of liked to drag people around on the lunge line a little bit. Great colt, but he just had some insecurities about it. So we've worked on it a couple times, and that's why his response to this is so much better than you would see maybe in the first session. But the exercise is going to be exactly the same. You're going to add energy to the horse, get your leader up about this long. You don't want to have it all on a big lunge line because there's just too much confusion for the horse. So shorten your rope up a little bit, add a little bit of energy, and step away. I don't just keep stepping in the direction the horse is going. I keep readjusting to where I'm going like this, and that horse eventually has to turn and step toward me. And as soon as those feet step toward me, that's when I release. Even if it's just a little bit, I'm looking for that horse to reach his foot over and step in the direction that I'm going instead of tracking around me the whole time. That's when he's saying yes to the rope, and that's overriding his insecurity or fear about the stick. So he's learning to respond to pressure in the direction we want him to go instead of just leaving out there anywhere he wants to go. Good boy. All right, so now that we've established these three very important things, being able to isolate and move the horse's hip, getting him to respond and say yes to pressure on the rope, and teaching him that we're a safe and secure place to be, we're well on our way to having a much better conversation with him. So I'm going to show you guys how these things play out in action. We'll go ahead and do the exercise, and I'll show you how soft and responsive he is now that he understands these three basic components. Good boy. Okay. Step him off here. There we go. I'm going to put him on a little bit bigger line. There we go. Step up. He's looking to the outside there. So what I'm going to do when that horse starts looking to the outside, you can see he's staying pretty soft and responsive here, but I'm getting a little bit of pull there, and I'm going to gently bump on his nose. He came right back toward me, and you saw when that nose came toward me, the shoulder came toward me as well. He didn't keep leaving with that shoulder and leveraging his weight against me. There we go. Bump on his nose just a little bit. There we go. And I'm not asking him to get on a real pretty arc right now. I'm just asking him to stay soft in that face and pliable through his body. There we go. Bump on that nose just a little bit. Do it again. And you'll notice when I take hold of his face here and just bump on it a little bit, I don't just out of the blue just wait and have slack in the rope and then just smack and hit him on the face, okay? That wouldn't be fair to him. What I do is wait till there's pressure there, and then I kind of bump him off of it, okay? I give him the chance to respond, and then I bump him off of it, okay? It's very important to do that. Otherwise, if you just go straight to that horse's face all the time, let's disengage here real quick. There we go. A little more, back. There we go. If you just go straight to the horse's face all the time, and you're constantly bumping him, trying to get him soft in that face, all that happens is the horse never knows when he's going to get slammed in the face, so he starts running around even more braced than he was before. It's very important you let him make contact on that rope once he starts pulling you a little bit, and then kind of give him a few little bumps and see if he responds to that. If he doesn't respond to that, I want you to bring your stick up. Again, that's where that hip comes into play. Ask the hip to step away, bring your arm across, and ask that nose to soften even more. If you have to, go back to the walk and remind him what it means. That's totally fine to go back to a slower speed. In fact, I encourage it all the time. You can see I'll bring my my stick up here toward his hip and bring my arm across simultaneously. Very nice. He's checking in. I want him to keep walking, but I love that he came here to check in with me. It's okay. It's okay. You're fine. There we go. Little more. There, that was really cute. So I'm just asking for small increments, just little tiny moments of greatness like that. And then I let him go back to doing what he was doing. There it was. There it was. There it was. All right, disengage again. There, very nice. That's a great step through. Another quick tip I want to give you guys, whenever you do put pressure on that rope, don't bring your arm back across here because it doesn't really give you a lot of leverage. You'll kind of be limited in what you're doing there. Always bring your arm across here, because another thing that you can do if you do get one really pulling on you, you can turn your body into it and literally step into it and put a lot more leverage on that horse's face. It'll keep you a lot safer, keep you a lot more in control of what's happening. I'll show you right now. You're good. A friend just left the arena. He's a little concerned about that. All right. So you'll notice I always bring my arm across here instead of trying to bring it back here. You really don't have a lot of leverage here. I'm going to bring my arm across. If I were to have a horse that was really getting pushy on me and really kind of getting out of control, I would bring my arm across here and I can literally step into that right there. You have a lot more leverage like that. All right, let's go the other direction. Again, I don't want to ask too much of him today. You can see his response is so much better, so much more relaxed, and he's giving me those moments of greatness that I'm looking for. Good boy. Okay. Step off. Go ahead and gather my string up here. All right, and I'll just let him trot around there for a minute, just kind of however he wants to. There we go. He's softening up on that nose. Soften up. Good. Good job. All right, so now I can see that he has some response in the face, but I want a little bit more softness through the body. So I'm gonna let my string go from my stick, and I'm just gonna bring it up there and say, hey, can you step away? That was really nice. Bring it up there, apply that pressure. Very nice. That was so cute. Let's do it one more time here, see if we can get a better angle for the camera. That was so nice. Okay, so what I'm looking at here, guys, is that this inside hind foot here is crossing over the other one, okay? He's not tracking straight. He's not locked into the shoulder here. He's trotting around and the hip is softening every step, and his rib cage is getting soft right through there. That's what I'm looking for when I raise that stick up. Let's do it one more time. Push him around there. All right, give him a big enough line. He's a big boy. There we go. So we want to give him enough room. Gently bump. Moments of greatness there, like I talked about before. Watch the inside hind foot. That rib cage softens. Wait for it. There it was. Wait for it. There it was. Good boy. Let's do it a couple more times. Very nice. That was too good to pass up. You can see his whole body got soft there. Not just his hip, not just his face. Got a really nice arc all the way through. And we're going to stop there. Good boy. Good boy. What a champ. Are you the best? All right. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you find it helpful. If you have any other questions or issues along these lines, be sure to leave us a comment and we'll be happy to help in any way we can. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.